Hey channel, before we start, I thought I'd just give you this please subscribe plea. I noticed I went to one of my own videos and Google was spamming with adverts. It looks like whether I've got 1,000 subscribers or not, you're going to get spammed with adverts, so just please subscribe. Please, thank you. Hey channel, so I'm just here at the Palms National Park. I'll get a sign over there. Nobody here, this is just beautiful. Again, got the place to myself. It's Thursday, not our weekend again, so I tend to come out on the weekdays. So 20,000 review, 20k review of the Royal Enfield Himalayan. Let's do it, let's look at all the mods, talk about the bike afterwards, and then maybe future mods as well. Okay, so obviously the Givi top box plate, one of the first things I did to the bike. And that has been fine. I do tend to keep this strap taut so there's no massive vibration when you're on tracks, tugging on these little these little plastic lugs here. So it keeps it tight down so I don't get any vibration. This is a Hitchcocks accessories rack, and again, nothing. I can't see any bending or anything like excessive wear and tear. I haven't had to adjust anything on it. On the tail rack at all. Then we've got the stock Royal Enfield pannier racks. Okay, so these are stock Royal Enfield pannier racks, and again, absolutely nothing wrong with them. All good. There's a little bit of rust where the clips of these soft panniers actually clip on. There's 3 points where they clip on, 2 at the bottom, 1 at the top here. Some obviously rust as expected. Round the wheel panniers, brilliant again, no issues whatsoever, no leaks, fully waterproof. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? There's just nothing. It's good quality gear, so I'd expect that. This is the Givi 3 point. I'll go on the other side. Actually, it's more like the other side. Givi 3 point crash bar. So I have come across, off the bike a couple of times, both with, not high speed, just low speed track stuff. And it has laid on the bars and the bags with no detrimental effect to any of the steelwork. So that's been fine. I think this is an SRC cylinder protector. Again, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Also, I'll go back to the guards. So these guards, when I bought them, I had to move the rear brake master cylinder. Okay, and the pipe, the brake, and not the brake pressure line, but just the reservoir line pipe, the soft rubber one wasn't long enough on the Himalayan. So I did have to buy a replacement piece of rubber tube or rubber pipe when I moved it. So that was the only thing with those. Can't say anything of that either way. Whose fault is it? Neither. It's just one of those things. Krieger bags at the front here. I think these are 12 litres. I think they're 12 litre ones. Again, no issues with those. Wouldn't say they're waterproof. Okay. If you want to make them waterproof, you've really got to take at least 25% of the stuff out of them. Okay, so you're probably only getting 8. If it's 8 litres, I think it's 8 to 10 litres out of it, maybe. I think the 12 litres, I have to question that. But you need to take the bag down another 25% in order to fully roll this 3 times. You do need to roll it 3 times. 2 times won't do it. Okay. Barkbusters handguards, no problems. I'm going to move off. I keep forgetting to do it. So there wasn't an easy way to clip these on at all. That was a big issue. I've had a few comments on that as well. One of the guys, thank you subscriber, I can't remember your name, but one of the subscribers told me why don't I just move that. Okay, now it depends obviously on the tautness of that brake line. I might get that done at the next service actually. Mirrors. Okay, no, again, no issue. They've survived. There is some, I don't know if I can see it, but there is some corrosion on the actual ball, so you get a little ball mount that you screw into the existing mirror hull. Ball mount is actually corroding, and that is actually another problem I've got on the... This is a ram mount extension rod I sometimes use on the back here of parts of the bike, but again, the ball rubber is actually come off in places. Okay, now I think that is actually due to vibration, and it's literally just splitting and cracking the rubber, and then it's just coming off the ball. So I've had that in 2 places. Like I said, I think that's just vibration. Okay, other mods. Alright, so we'll just go back to the front here again. So I put 2 USBs in. There's another one underneath there, you can't see it. Maybe, no you can't. So there's a USB one here, and there's a cigar one the other side. Okay, so this is a USB one. Now this has got, as you'll see here, they're both from Oxford accessories. Okay, now when I switch it on, there's a blue LEDs on it, a couple of blue LEDs on it. Now I have found that will actually drain the bike. If you leave it on 24/7 over 4 to 6 days, that is sufficient. With the natural draw of what the Himalaya does, that is actually sufficient to actually drain your battery. So I actually bought a waterproof 12-volt switch and just broke the cable, and I think this is actually a bracket from the temperature gauge, because I moved the temperature gauge under the seat, which has actually had no effect at all. It still reads pretty long way out, the temperature gauge. That's the Garmin GPS mount, and this is the RAM quick mount. Now I think when I first did the review I had the Garmin X mount on here, and I actually lost a phone, completely destroyed it. Obviously it came out of the X mount on a bump and just smashed to bits. So this RAM mount is completely different. It does hold it in, and I've never had any issue with this one. I would not buy the X mount again. But I can obviously recommend that quick grip mount. Okay, I don't know where my phone is, but you literally just put it underneath here, and then that lifts up, and then just it goes down and clips in there, and it's got these little side sort of segments to hold it in place as well. So I've never had an issue with that. Like I say, these Oxford USBs though, not very good quality, because the cables are meant to be, you know, sealed. I don't know if you can see that at the back there. I actually ended up putting some clear sealer over the wires to make it waterproof. Hitchcocks headlight protector. Now again, won't buy that again, purely because if you want to clean the headlight, you've actually got to get an Allen key out and take both sides off to actually clean the headlight. So that might even get replaced with one that I can actually remove for cleaning purposes. I think this is an SR... No, this is the original Himalayan screen now. Okay, I did have a screen from SRC, and that broke. Okay, the mounts cracked, all 4 sides, all 4 holes. Sorry, to both sides. The actual mounts cracked. That's sitting. I never returned it. Unfortunately, I should have done, but you know, it's just sitting in a box at home now, so it's useless. This gadget mount from SRC as well. I don't know if you can see. Again, can't really get in there, but there is rust on it. So there is rust appearing on the SRC accessory mount for all the gadgets. It is only on one side, but it is going rusty. So that's a couple of things from SRC that have quality-wise not met my expectations. Okay, risers, obviously no issue. Did add in the last couple of months these Denalis. Again, they're not worth the money. Most certainly I'd probably go with a different brand next time it's cheaper. They're definitely not worth the money. They are hugely heavy, first of all. If you're adding these to your bike, there is quite a weight gain at the front here from them, and you need some substantial brackets to actually hold them in place. Not cheap. Quality again is very, you know, the cables, they're not sealed. None of the cables are sealed, apart from the one that's gone in the back of the light here. That's the only one that's sealed. So I've had to heavily wrap everything This is just bundling the cords here, but even where the plugs are underneath, I've had to wrap the cable going into the plug, and then I've had to wrap around it again, and then I've had to wrap around it again to make sure it's weather sealed. Very poor quality plugs. You know, I expect it from this. It was a couple of dollars from a local electronics shop, but when you're paying, I don't know, $1,500 for the complete outfit for the Denali's, I expect a lot better quality than that. Okay, so what else have we done at the front here? So got the risers, got the lights, got the headlamp, got the screen. Oh, the screen extension. I think that was a Hitchcocks again. Sorry. It does its job. I mean, you can't move it up or down. Now, unfortunately for my height, this is still not high enough to stop buffeting. Okay, so I still get the buffeting on the helmet when the visor's up on the helmet. I get buffeting hitting that visor, giving us micro buffets, as I call them. So you've got to pull the visor a little bit down, even then you're still getting some. If I have the visor down, I don't have an issue. So the wind is actually going up and it's hitting the visor and causing these like micro vibrations. I don't know what you call them. Okay, so I've still got to do something about that. What other mods have we got on it? I can't remember now. Gosh, what was on the original review? So I've done the bags. Tank back is giant loop. As you can see, it's kind of morphed itself over one side of the bike, and it's not to do with the position, it's the actual it just seems to have gone that way. There's no rigidity in, obviously, so it's just kind of gone that way. Otherwise fine, no problems with that. It fits the bike. It's not a huge tank bag, but it does fit the bike, and you can stand up cleanly without this bag being in the way. Okay, there is some wear though, and I can't adjust this because you can only, obviously it's a strap, you can only adjust, I can't adjust the back strap, I can only adjust the front strap, but there is some wear starting on this strap, so at some point I'm going to have to reinforce this. Okay, so again, you know, that's due wear and tear, I don't know, it's 18 months old. Okay, so hopefully it should be okay. Alright, what else we got? So obviously top box I talked about. Other things at the back end here, the tool tubes. So these were like $25 off Amazon for the, I think each, so $25 each. Yeah, they're okay. The lids are not sealed though. It says they are. They've got a washer on them, an O-ring washer, or an O-ring seal at the other end, obviously. You know, they're not sealed. Okay, position-wise, they've worked well. I don't get any interference from the back wheel, even when it's fully loaded and maybe banging on rough terrain. It doesn't impact the tool tubes. And literally, I just got a toolkit in one. I can see that's come off. I just put a tie wrap around that to again stop it vibrating. Because I need to sort that out. It's moved here. That's what it looks like has happened. But yeah, I've got a toolkit in one. I can't remember which one it is now. I think this one, and then tubes in the other, 2 tubes, front and rear. Okay, so that's okay. All the straps used, by the way, are rock straps. Never had an issue with these. These are actually from the old BM, so these are probably quite a few years old. The rock straps. Chain. All right, so let's think that's kind of cleared out the accessories. All right, maintenance. Yeah, every 5, definite oil change. Oil filter clean, sorry, oil filter tray clean, new oil filter, and obviously new oil. Okay, and I do that quite regularly. Now, on longer trips, on the 9000k August trip, Kings Canyon August, all that, like it's on the channel. Have a look at that one. It probably used around that whole 9,000 kilometers, probably around 1.5 litres of oil on that whole 9k, and I do keep 2 litres of oil with me. One side of these round the world panniers, so one of these has got, I can't remember which one it is. I've got the 2 litres of oil in, so you know that was 2 litres of extra oil in 9,000 Ks, and I didn't change it. Okay, I should have done, I know, but it was kind of enjoying myself too much. So I could have done a change really on the fly. So services, yeah, I mean it's had 2 air filters in, one obviously from that flood when I put the flood video up. Okay, which leads me to that. So I have got, as you saw in the video, I've got a piece of plastic in here, going down here. Okay, because when I went through that water, I know I hit it a bit hard. I mean, that was unexpected. I came around the corner, the puddle was there. You know, I didn't realise the depth of it. I guess it's, you know, you should walk all of them. I didn't walk that one. And I think the spray, what happened is the spray went up. There's a gap here. For those Himalayan nose riders, you'll know it. And the spray went up straight into the air intake, because the actual intake bit of the air box is here. So the spray went straight up in it, and there was actually water and mud in that box. So that's kind of the only sort of running issue I've had in what I've ridden. Okay, and I've ridden, you know, I haven't ridden hard on tracks. I've ridden tracks, you know, but that's the only sort of issue I've had really. The chain link connector, so the actual chain link connector, you can see one down there actually, I don't know if you can see that. One of the pins, the end of the pin, so one of the two pins that go through it, the actual end of the pin was what was worn away. Okay, so it was the actual end of the pin itself that was worn away, and that's what led the link connector to separate, or was about to separate, and luckily I just found it. And that was at 16,000 kilometers, so that was stock Royal Enfield chain at 16,000 kilometers. And like I say, that link, like I say, one of these little link ends was completely worn through, and I do maintain the chain. As you can see, it's all clean here and it's been lubed. Okay, so I do maintain the chain quite well. So I've got 16,000 Ks out of the original chain. The sprockets though, I had got a new sprocket for both front and rear, and when I obviously took the chain off and replaced it, I did look at the sprockets and check them, and there was nothing, there wasn't enough wear, put it that way, to justify changing them. Okay, so it has had a new chain at 16,000 Ks. It's just done over that 20,000 now. I think about just about 21. So a new chain, just service air filters and oil filters and changes of oil, like I say. The only other mechanical thing I've done to it was when I first got the bike, I think within a few thousand Ks, I actually had to have the headset bearing replaced. Okay, now I did check both the front and rear bearings on the wheels when I changed the tyres a couple of months ago, and they seemed fine. I will be getting them upgraded though. I will be replacing front and rear bearings, and any other bearings that need doing, I'll get them all done at one go, and I'll get some Japanese ones put on there. The cush rubbers, again maintenance. So the cush rubbers are obviously inside here, and they take up that sort of shock when you put it in gear on tarmac, rather than it transferring, you know, obviously into all the mechanisms. They take up that little bit of buffering of the traction. So the cush rubbers went about 16, about the same time as the chain. So again, I think 16,000 kilometers is kind of a milestone. Probably some, you know, need to do some more additional jobs in terms of maintenance on the bike. So the cush rubbers have been replaced. Dead cheap, dead easy to do. Literally just drop the rear wheel. This comes off the cog, and then just inside there you've got the cush rubbers, and literally just pull them out, put the new rubbers in. I've got a video on that sometime to do, but not at the moment. Okay, so that's maintenance really. Nothing else really, just general maintenance like chain, oil and filters. You have to do on any bike that you've got a chain on. Okay, even shaft drives. You have to, you know, obviously change the oil on a shaft drive. Probably, you know, I think most manufacturers recommend you do it when you drop the engine oil, you drop the drive oil as well. Okay, so you'd have that kind of expensive maintenance anyway. So, you know, no difference really. Performance. Okay, so she's 2/3 loaded at the moment. I'll just stand back now. She's 2/3 loaded at the moment. Okay, the only thing that's not across is obviously the bag that you've seen on the videos across the rear seat there. When she's completely free of all luggage, apart from the tank and the tail bag, the top box, sorry, it's quite, you know, for a one-person bike, it's fine. There's absolutely no issue. Okay, it's a lot sprightlier. Obviously, it's not BMW performance. You know, it's a single-cylinder 400. You know, putting out what 20-odd HP. So you know, it's what you expect. I think when you fully load it though, so when I got the camp bag on, and even today without the camp bag on with this lot on, so I put all this luggage back on. That is a thing that you really notice, is the performance of the bike. The equivalent, I've got the equivalent of 2 people on here. Me and the luggage adds up to about another person. Okay, so definitely performance and fuel usage is an issue. So if I strip the bike and just ride with no luggage, I'm probably getting 29 kilometers per litre. Okay, when she's got all the luggage on, that will drop to about 26, maybe even 25 if I've got a headwind. So the performance and the fuel definitely is very noticeable. Hello, Brushy. It's very noticeable when you've got the luggage on, and especially into a headwind. If you're going out bush and on these outback roads, it's very, very noticeable. So that, to me, that is the only downside of it. Okay, I would say is it built for any road? Yeah. Does it do anything outstandingly? No. But can you afford to have 5 different bikes in your garage, one for each type of riding that you're going to do? Well, I certainly can't. Maybe some of you can, but it does what it does. It does everything. I've had no issues with it. Okay, I haven't been broken down. Okay, everything's been repairable. I'm not particularly mechanically minded, but I've managed to fathom everything out. I've adjusted the tappets, obviously changed all the filters. The chain I've changed, the tyres and tubes I changed the other day. So everything I've been able to do myself, which I couldn't do on the BMW, just couldn't do it on the BMW, from electronics and mechanical knowledge perspective. But the performance is a big thing. So, would I buy it again? At the moment, yeah, I'd buy it again as it stands. Hopefully the 450 or 650 is going to come out next year. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to come out before I actually go on my trip, so that's going to be my kind of bugbear. I would really like that little bit more power. I don't think I'm going to get it by doing any engine upgrades with the luggage that I've got on there. Kind of sort of downsized luggage and lightened as much as I can on the luggage front. For 4-season full-time camping, I've got what I've got, and I've really stripped it down. So I think, to me, it would be that, if I was thinking about buying one, I would probably wait now, 6 months until next year. He reckons mid next 23. Obviously, I'm going to be going on the trip early 23. So that would be my only sort of hesitation at this point in time, knowing now that there's a 450 in the pipeline and maybe even a 650. I would definitely wait for the 450. But does it get my thumbs up? Yeah, I'm happy with it. It does what it does. It's reasonably priced. Plenty of accessories available for it now. Okay, it does everything reasonably well, but nothing brilliantly, if you see what I mean. The maintenance is, the parts are just really cheap. I think the most expensive thing was the actual chain from the last 20,000 kilometres. Stock tyres are replaced straight away. The Seat ones, they went because the sidewalls you could actually see the front sidewall under braking and weight actually flexing, okay, which obviously then gave you a bit of judder when you were pulling up slow speed. So they went. I've had 2 other sets of tyres on. These are actually just a couple of months old. I can't remember the other brand. I think these are, actually I can't remember what these are now actually. They're not the TKs, or the Maxxis ones. No, Mitas ones. These ones actually ended up with Mitas Enduro. Okay. So I think about a 60-40. So they do get obviously on and off road use. So again, I've only just put these on. I've probably done a couple of thousand in them. So you can still got the tread markers on there. So again, I think the set I had before, I really can't remember what they were called, but I got about, so it's got about 21, so I probably got about 15,000 out of set, and they were very similar to these ones here actually. The original ones probably got 3 or 4, and I just gave up with them. Okay, like I say, I felt very unstable in all conditions on those original Seat tyres. I probably wouldn't even take out the dealership if I was buying a new one with Seat tyres, and I'd just tell them, swap them out. Okay, sell those, give them to somebody who needs them. Okay, so the tyres definitely from manufacturer, get rid of them. I won't use the CX, won't even consider it. But there we go. That is the 20,000k review of the Himalayan. Okay, if there's anything I've missed you've seen on the bike, or if you want to know more about anything that I've got on the bike, you know, any more comments about it, ask questions, just stick them down in the comments. Otherwise, please subscribe. Getting loads of views now, thank you very much. You're getting stung with advertising and I'm getting no benefit. Okay, Google are taking your time and I'm not getting any benefit for all my hard work for doing these videos. Please subscribe. Okay, it doesn't affect you as a viewer of these videos. Okay, you're going to get spammed with advertising. I've got no control over that. Okay, if I can get the 1,000 subscribers, at least I think the advertising will start to theme a bit better to the channel content, and I'll get something from it. Okay, at the moment I get nothing. Google are getting everything. Please, 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 thumbs up, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button. Thanks guys and girls. Like I say, any questions, just stick them down in the comments and I'll you know, stick them out there for everybody to see. But that is my brutally honest opinion. You know, it's done really well. Okay, I'm completely satisfied with it. That power is the only thing, knowing that now there's a 450 coming out. You know, that's the only thing I'd kind of wouldn't buy at the moment. I'd just wait for that 450. Alright, don't forget to subscribe. Cheers channel, thank you. Hey channel, so I'm just in the Palms National Park. I don't know if that last stuff worked on the review of the bike, so a bit peed off, but I don't know if you can see this. Hello sweetie, can you see it? And the echidna. I don't know if I can get any closer because these GoPros make things look miles away. Hello sweetie. Are you going to come out? Are you going to come out? Hey, are you going to come out and see me? Echidna, echidna. You're not in danger. You're most certainly not in danger. No, you're not. You're going to come out. There you go, get that on my face. Where's your face, echidna? Oi! It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. Cute. Leaving to it for her. I wonder what it was. I haven't seen the echidna for ages. So I better watch what I'm doing. Look at this mud, this thick mud. It's got algae in it now as well. Down in the bottom here. Must be something coming out one of the plants on the trees. It's quite a pretty walk is this actually from the area. So it's near Krieger, between Yarman and Krieger. It's Palms National Park. It's only a short walk, it's probably less than a kilometre I would imagine, I don't know. I'm just going to check to see if that review worked, because memory card says full on the DJI. Can't win, kind of GoPro's shit. DJI memory card full. Alright, anyway, let's go.